Hi, my name is Sanjay, and in this video I'm going to talk about the role of an instructional designer. Let's assume it was your birthday last week and you got the latest mobile phone as a gift. No problem? You just took it out of the box and started using it like a pro. Now let's assume it was my birthday too last week and I got a similar phone. The first thing I would do, however, is look for a manual. Let's take another scenario. You walk into a bank to open an account. The banking agent is staring into a computer screen. Now there is banking software running on the screen. And if I were a banking agent, I would have to know the software very well in order to serve my customers. So I could be trained on the software, and the trainers would provide training manuals and exercise books. Then there could be manuals that come with the software itself. I could also watch training videos. I could also play games that help me learn more about the software. Now let us take a step back. We learn new things every day. Sometimes learning occurs automatically, and sometimes we have to make an effort to learn. Learn a new subject, a language, a piece of software, a recipe, a piece of furniture. And in many of these cases, we need help. And this help can come in the form of instructional or learning material. And the people who create this material so that we can learn and be productive are instructional designers. Let us now look at a definition. Instructional design is the practice of creating experiences which make acquiring knowledge and skills more efficient, effective, and appealing. So from the discussion we have had so far, it is obvious that instructional design is used across different areas. We also saw that instructional designers can use different mediums to create material. So yes, you have the printed training manual, but learning also happens on computers and increasingly so, phones and tablets. Other more recent mediums are virtual worlds and video games. The instructional designer also seeks different visual ways of presenting information. For example, learners perform much better with words and pictures than from words alone. So if you take the example of this video, it has words, images, and of course sound. And these words, images, and sounds must blend effectively to provide desired results. It's just like a recipe. You may have all the ingredients and they have to be mixed according to certain rules. Like a chef, the instructional designer too applies rules or recipes. These are learning principles or design theories. Forgetting them is like forgetting the recipe. So what are some of the desired qualities of an instructional designer? A logical and analytical mind is an asset. For example, you may be shown a piece of software and asked to write about how it works. Good communication skills are also an asset. For example, you may need to talk to different people before you can start creating any material. Lastly, you should be passionate about wanting to help people learn. From an educational qualifications point of view, a bachelor's degree is generally the norm. This can be in human resource development, training, adult education, instructional design, or instructional technology. However, I've also met people from various other fields. So what are the joys of being an instructional designer? There is a lot of creativity involved in this field. It can be fun learning about new technologies and using them as learning aids. Unlike many other roles in the company, working hours are flexible in this field. Once your requirements are clear, you may choose to work from home, and many companies offer this flexibility. Lastly, this is a portable skill. This means that today you could be creating material for a banking industry, and tomorrow you may move into another industry, and your skills are as relevant. Let's now look at the challenges. A substantial amount of your time is spent behind a desk generating content. During this period, you may find yourself cut off from the rest of the workplace. Furthermore, companies tend to prefer certain modes of instruction over others. They may also have set rules on the development of instructional material. This can cause unused instructional design skills to get rusty. Now let's look at the prospects this role offers. You generally start as a junior designer and depending on the size of your team become an intermediate designer, then a senior instructional designer, and finally you could land up as a training or learning director. But one must not dismiss the possibility of switching roles. With your broad knowledge, you may choose to become a trainer, business analyst, or even a business consultant. Some technical writers even start their own companies. So this brings us to the end of the session. I hope you found it useful. Good luck with your decision.